Every day, hundreds, if not thousands, of little and big interactions and events are happening to you. Your friends share some of the latest gossip. Your kid is failing all of their classes in school. You have a rash that doesn't seem to be getting any better. Some of these interactions are also exciting. You got a new job offer at the competitor's firm. Your crush finally decided to ask you out. You stumbled across your dream car for sale. Before I go any further, ask yourself, Before I go any further, ask yourself how many of these situations I just mentioned are examples of situations that you had complete control over to bring to fruition? How much of your real life situations are happening to you and not because of you? Ancient and modern wisdom suggests that so much of what is happening in our life is out of our control. And when I say out of our control, I mean there is literally nothing you could have done or said to have brought about the situations you find yourself in. Some of these situations are significantly consequential, whether you're born into poverty or luxury, whether you're born with illness, ailments, or disability. These factors can dramatically set the trajectory of your life, and there is often very little you can do to change that trajectory. You may be asking yourself, if there's nothing I can do to alter the course my life is on, why should I attempt to do anything about it then? You're not entirely wrong to be thinking this. You likely can't do anything to change a life altering health complication. Moving from foster home to foster home comes with a load of baggage not many people are familiar with. Alternatively, kids born into rich homes have access to far more resources than ordinary homes. You might be born with genes that favor athleticism or knowledge, a literally gifted child. For all of the things that are happening to you, the vast majority are simply out of your sphere of influence. And the consequences of these circumstances have dramatically different effects on each of us. But this does not mean we are entirely helpless in influencing the direction of our lives. Regardless of your circumstances, you always maintain the ability to control your response. You may be born into a world full of pain or resources, but no matter where you find yourself, your ability to respond to your circumstances remains your most powerful tool to impact the course of your life. So, how are you supposed to live your life when you're put in situations that have real consequences in how your life is affected? What in the self help blog are we supposed to do? Since you can't control what is happening to you, you must take advantage of what is happening to you by knowing when to get involved and knowing when to stay out. Our entire life consists of getting involved or staying out. And the most rewarding lives are the ones that know which situations to get involved in and the ones to stay out of. These situations range from the menial to the significant. They can be as simple as signing your name on a birthday card, putting a thumbs up on a text message, turning your phone off, or as significant as deciding whether you want to marry the person you've been dating for the last 5 years, deciding what the best route is with your dying parents, or running for local office. Regardless of how menial or significant the decision seems, you are always in control of how you respond to the decisions you face, and therefore responsible to make the choice that will lead to a meaningful, peaceful life, if that's what you're after. So much of living a meaningful, fulfilling, and peaceful life involves knowing your values, your capabilities, and your bandwidth, with values ranking number one. For now, I want to address why understanding your values is so important to living a meaningful and peaceful life. Perhaps it's obvious. If you don't know what you value, how can you do valuable things? As plain and simple as this may sound, so many of us are either unaware of what we value, fail to correctly prioritize our values, or our hand is forced against our values. Fundamentally, we are stymieing our well being at the most critical point by failing to live by our values. Successfully living by our values is a continual effort. Some days you will fall short, but you'll only fall short if you know what you're aiming for. No one can live by your values for you. You are the only one that can live your life. If you don't want to live by your values, who cares? You get to live your life however you want. The argument to live by your values intentionally is to live a life that is full of meaning and peace. Living a peaceful and meaningful life involves committing to a set of rules that are important to you. You don't find meaning by following the crowd without ever thinking about the consequences of your actions. Quite the opposite. Living a peaceful and meaningful life involves committing to a set of rules that are important to you. These rules vary from person to person. So if you want to live fast, you get to do that. You also reap the consequences of doing so. Living fast and by the seat of your pants doesn't equate to a meaningful life, but the pleasure of living fast is often confused with meaning, and the volatility often leads to a sense of meaning. If you want to live a meaningful life, you're better off understanding your values and living by them. To gain an understanding of your values, you must live. Take some risks. Join your friends on stage at karaoke night. Share with a coworker or your boss how a system could easily be improved. Ask that stranger out on a date. Taking risks is scary. An inherent consequence to taking risks is you experience new emotions. Sometimes they're exciting, sometimes they're scary, and sometimes they're upsetting. What comes next, though, is crucial. Observe. Why did you get upset when someone shared some juicy gossip with you? What are the feelings that arose when you were left out of plans with your friends? Who comes to mind when a video comes up on your social media reminding you to tell the people you love that you love them? A little truth about how humans operate. You can't control the emotions that arise. Emotions are indicators of what we value. The stronger they are, the more important the experience. Live your life and pay attention to the emotions certain experiences and interactions bring out in you. Contemplate. You can't just think your thoughts to process them. Get them out somehow. Write about them at length in a journal. Talk to a friend or even into a voice recorder. What does it feel like to say, I felt good when I stopped to help that person load their groceries into their car? Or, I was distraught when I chose to go golfing this weekend when I knew my wife needed help with the kids. Live your life, observe how your decisions make you feel, contemplate why they make you feel that way, then prioritize. Organize your revealed values into a hierarchy of importance or significance. I, for example, know that I value being a dependable partner to my fiance, and I know that I value the quality time I get with my friends. Both are important to me, so I have to make an effort to live by these values. Prioritizing them means making plans with both my fiance and my friends, but knowing when to choose who when they conflict. Going golfing with my buddies when my fiance needs me has consequences, and so does helping my fiance with what she needs, and I end up missing the tea time. It takes cognitive effort to recognize which decision is more consequential. Prioritize your values in such a way that allows you to execute. Do the work. Commit to your values and choose higher value priorities over lower ones. Still make room for the lower ones, but don't spend more time on them than the higher ones. Another example, in my case, I value eating well and maintaining healthy habits. I also value eating whatever I want when I go out with my friends or family. However, I know I value the long and short term consequences of being healthy and living moderately more. So I know I need to spend more of my time living by my healthy lifestyle values than the splurging, indulging values. Consider the people and events in your life. How much of your time is spent thinking about or being involved in low to no priority items? Audit your calendar. How much time a day do you spend on social media? How important is it to you to scroll through videos and posts? More important than a hobby you've lost touch with or one you've wanted to start up? How important is it to you to get involved in your coworkers' drama? More important than finishing your work on time so you can get more time with your family at home? Much of the time, you're going to fall short. Mother Nature has designed failure to hurt for a reason. The aim of pain is to prevent you from making the decision that leads to harm. So every time you kick yourself for sleeping in through your alarm and missing going to the gym, your values are indicating that you've failed to live up to what is important to you. The good news is you're not alone. No individual has ever lived their life by their values perfectly for the duration of their life. Anticipate mistakes. Give yourself some grace. The goal is to do our best, not to execute without error. We're all faced with predicaments, some far more valuable and impactful than others. It takes intention and thoughtfulness to know which situations to get involved in and to stay out of. If you want to live your life while throwing caution to the wind, you have every right to do so. You are the author of your life. If you want to live a meaningful life, one that promotes well being, more rewarding experiences, deeper connections and satisfaction, spend more time living your life. Observe the emotions that arise. Contemplate how they make you feel. Prioritize which emotions are more important than others. and live your life with confidence that the decisions you're making are in line with the life you want to live. Live a life with a clear set of values, and you're going to live a meaningful life.